I will just go through some elements of studying in Clermont and presentation of Clermont. So that's that's the mobility pattern of the Erasmus Mundus IMAPP program, and so you start your study plan with a semester in Clermont that is starting as soon as beginning of September with an orientation week. And as you can see, Clermont is at the very center of France. Several ways to define the Barry Center, but the geographical one is consistent with my statement. And so I've taken a picture of what the place looked like 6,000 years ago. So there is a chain of volcanoes that was extremely active, and now it's much quieter. And you see that there is a beautiful nature at this place, and you will find Clermont-Ferrand on the bottom of this volcano dome called Puy de Dôme, naming the department. So I will be shorter than Kevin about the city and the university. That's some pictures of it. So the campus is 2 or 3 kilometers away from the downtown that you see on the right end of this slide. And this is a place that can be reached by a tramway. And I have taken a picture of the main square, so that must have been for a World Cup or rugby event. So you see here the entrance of the physics department and of the laboratory in which researches on particle physics are conducted. So the research program is basically alike to what you would find in Bologna and Dortmund, with particle physics experiments, theory groups, and applied physics on medical matters and environmental matters. So let me highlight a bit the contents of the lectures that you will receive in Clermont. So there is a balance in between the fundamentals of the field and some technical skills that are related to the methods that are employed in the research in particle physics. So there is an introduction to quantum field theory and gauge theories. There is an introduction to the standard model foundations, both theory and experimental side, and 2 modules which are connected to programming and data analysis. And the second is about statistics in the mathematical sense and artificial intelligence. And you see the balance of credits which are actually corresponding to the actual duration of the lecture. So this is to give you a flavor of the balance in between those programs. So a few words on those things. So the quantum field theory is the grammar of elementary particle world. And so you will learn how the Lagrangian densities of the elementary objects of the universe, the ones of the matter and the ones mediating the interactions, can be written. You will manipulate the rules in order to write the probabilities of particle processes to happen. And there is as well an introduction to gauge theories, which is the way we are building the elementary interactions mathematically by obeying to fundamental symmetries. The second part of the fundamentals of particle physics is given in the IMAPP 0102 module. And there you will receive an experimental and phenomenological introduction to particle physics processes. So learning the elementary content of the universe, and an introduction to the symmetries which are playing a major role in building the models for physics. And then the foundations of the standard model will be provided with introductions to what is called flavor physics, and that Angelo will certainly detail a bit later on in the Bologna program. So some keywords about what is taught on the technical modules. This is about programming in Python by examples from high energy physics. That's 25 hours provided there. Data mining, which is an important asset when you want to deal with massive amount of data, as we do with the Large Hadron Collider. And you see that some of the things are kept from the previous slides, so I should remove them when uploading the slides later on. And then there is another module that discusses statistics, the mathematical basis of it, and also by examples with hands-on lectures, the treatment of statistical collections and statistical inferences. And eventually an important module about artificial intelligence. So there the foundations of machine learning is provided to you. And again, it's organized as hands-on teaching. So you see there is this balance in between the fundamental knowledge and the methods which are employed in high energy physics and beyond in order to analyze the data. So let me provide you just one additional element. The two modules I just discussed about the technical skills, these are in fact 4 teaching units, as I described. They are taught during an entire week, so this is a time you can really focus on the subject, and they are part of a university diploma of data scientist that is delivered by my university. So it's usually popular among the students following those modules, and so there is this possibility that I wanted to mention. And so those technical modules, they are simultaneously useful for any continuation in a PhD program after you master, both in experimental physics and phenomenological physics. And of course, they are useful skills if ever you want to join the labor market and get a job immediately after the master. There are also elective courses, which I'm mentioning rapidly here, in order to concur with Kevin's statement that we are offering in the IMAPP program during the 3 semesters openings towards fields which are, let's say, connected to particle physics, and in particular you can choose a module about observational cosmology that is provided in that university. Okay, so I'm summarizing already now. So after the Clermont semester, so which starts early September and which is ending beginning of February, so you will have received a training in theoretical particle physics where the foundations would be given. You will have received a training in experimental particle physics. You will have received a training about gravitation and cosmology, and you will have received training in programming and advanced data analysis, including modern tools such as artificial intelligence, and also concurring or supporting Kevin's statement about language. We are offering a lecture in the language of the place you are welcome in each of the semester, and so for Clermont that's French lecture. This is not mandatory lectures, but this is something we thought important that you have the possibility to take. Okay, so accommodation is always a critical thing when you are traveling, and so some words are needed there. So there are university rooms which are booked already. But you have seen that the semester is really starting beginning of September, and so an early, let's say, registration is always preferred, and that's the way you can benefit from this booking. It gets more comfortable when you can organize towards the next semesters. This one is really starting beginning of September. So the campus is very close from downtown, so there are opportunities also to have accommodations from the private market. And so I've set here a number of links to tell you one important thing. I mean, science is part of culture, and culture is wider than science. And so Clermont is a nice city for culture. So music-wise, you get a rock and roll scene, which is significant, one of the most active in France. There is a jazz festival. Of course, the football is not at the level of what Dortmund can offer. This is not the Champions League, but that's still the first league of the football in France. And there is rugby elite as well. There is theater. There is an international film festival that is just at the moment the semester is finishing, as it was organized on purpose.